Welcome to iLectureOnline. So what's different about this video, this example, and the previous one that we just did? Well, it turns out the X data set is the same, but the Y data set is different. And take a look. The Y data set is the X data set, but completely turned around. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. So what would be interesting here is what will be the covariance between those two data sets? Well, the variances are the same as before. First of all, we need to find the average value for the X elements. As you can see, that would still be 6. We add them all together, divided by 5, because there's 5 of them. So we get 30 divided by 5, which is 6. And we get the very same result for the Y data set because it's the same numbers, just in a different arrangement. The variance for X is still the same. You take each of the 5 numbers and subtract from that the average of those 5 numbers, and then you square that difference and add them all up, and then you divide that by the number of elements you have. So 2 minus 6, 4 minus 6, 6 minus 6, 8 minus 6, 10 minus 6, divided by 5. Well, we have to square all those, add them together, divided by 5, and you get 8. You do the same for the Y data set, and of course you're going to get the very same value. Since you square the difference each case, it doesn't matter in what arrangement they are, you get the exact same value. So you can see that the variance of X is the same as the variance of Y. But what about the covariance? Well, notice that here we have the first element minus the average, and we multiply that times the first element of the Y data set minus the average, so we get 2 minus 6, 2 minus the average 6, and we multiply that times 10 minus the average 6. So 2 minus 6 times 10 minus 6, and multiply those together. Then we have the second element, 4 minus 6, and here we get 8 minus 6. The next one will be 6 minus 6 and 6 minus 6. The next one will be 8 minus 6 times 4 minus 6. The next will be 10 minus 6 times 2 minus 6. We multiply those differences together. We add them all up, divided by 5. And notice in this case we end up with minus 40 divided by 5, which is minus 8. So the covariance is a negative number, and it happens to be that the magnitude of that covariance is the same as the variances. Well, that makes sense because, well, the two data sets have the very same numbers in them, and that's why we end up with the same magnitude. But what does the negative represent? Well, the negative represents that if one data set increases and the other set decreases, you'll end up with a negative covariance. So this indicates that, well, one will be increasing and the other data set is decreasing. And the fact that the covariance is 8, that means that very likely the numbers are the same or very similar to one another, because the magnitude of the covariances is the same as the magnitude of the variances. Of course, it could be because of different arrangement of elements, but nevertheless, the fact that they come out to be the same, there's a lot of similarity in the two data sets. One is increasing, the other one is decreasing, and that's what we can gather out of the format of that covariance matrix. And that is how it's done.